Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Kris Wright, the driver of the number 44 Chevrolet for Nice Motorsports. Kris, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me, bud.
All right. So double duty for you this week. You're not just running the truck race for Nice, but you're also going to be running the ARCA race at Pocono for Young's Motorsports.
Yeah.
So talk about that. How exciting is that?
Yeah, so I'm excited to be back with the young guys for this weekend, and I'm also excited of coming off of the weekend we had at Mid Ohio, which was pretty good. We shoulda, coulda, woulda won that race, but we're looking forward, and we're pretty excited about going to Pocono. I ran there pretty well last year in the truck. Made some mistakes on pit road, but on the track we were really quick.
Yeah, talk about going back to that area. I know this is home for you, Pencil. This is probably the closest track to home for you. Do you remember how many times have you been to Pocono?
So Pocono isn't as close as Mid Ohio. Pocono is out towards Philly, and we're from Pittsburgh, and Pennsylvania is a really wide state. So Pocono is probably close to 4.5, 5 hours, and Mid Ohio is like 2.5 from us. So I've only been to Pocono one time, and that was last year. But Mid Ohio, I've been to, I can't remember how many times I've been to Mid Ohio.
Yeah. Well, Mid Ohio was fun. How about that? Let's kind of go back to that, because you were so close, as you mentioned, in the ARCA race. I was there, so it was fun to watch. And then the truck race was something. But talk about overall at Mid Ohio. How do you think you did?
So Mid Ohio for us in the ARCA car was pretty good. We were in a really good spot for practice. Went out, I think when we qualified, we were on the board third, and that wasn't a great lap or a great setup. We adjusted a little bit too much, and there was still a bunch of time out there with the setup, because I was complaining a lot about the tightness we were having. But we were on the board at third, and then the rain started to pick up, so I hopped out of the car, and then it dried out a little bit, and a couple other guys went a little bit faster. But we were fine. I mean, we looked at the race last year. Unfortunately, got taken up by one of the Toyota drivers in last year's race. But when we came back from being in the gravel, I think we were faster than Ty Gibbs, I think, every single lap of the race last year. So we went into Mid Ohio. We knew that we were going to have a pretty good shot at it. The setup in the rain wasn't great, but we were kind of aiming for that second half that was dry. Came in halfway, we put slicks on, and Bruce just said, "Hey, just stay on the track for 5 laps, and then it'll dry out enough, and then you'll be making hay." And we really were. I think 7 or 8 to go. I had second place, 5-10 car lengths in front of me, and first place wasn't too far ahead of him. So we were hoping it was going to go all green for that second half of the race, but didn't happen. And then all the other guys that stayed out on wets at the halfway point came back, and they put on brand new slicks with 4 or 5 to go, whatever that restart was. And the rules didn't allow us to put new tires on. So we were expecting to get run over there for that last restart, but just things fell my way, and we could stay out in front for a good bit, and then we had to get moved for the lead, and that's how I wanted to make it happen. I didn't want to let anyone by.
Yeah, for sure. Coming into this weekend at Pocono for overall for Nice, how do you think things are going for you guys this year in the 44 team? And of course, first weekend with the new crew chief, and kind of going from there.
Yeah, so I work with Darren Mid Ohio, and I liked having him on the radio. Good guy. So I'm excited to work with him for our first oval experience together, if you want to call Pocono an oval. But no, we're excited. We've definitely had our sets of issues, and we had some triumphs throughout the year. So just trying to get on pace and kind of leave where we left off in Nashville, because we had a pretty good race there. And the road course races for trucks is just a crash fest with 5, 8, 10 to go, whatever it is. and we were running pretty good there. I think we were 15th or something, and then all hell kind of broke loose. So that's kind of what you get with a truck race on a road course. But no, we're excited. Ran well last year in the truck there at Pocono. Made some mistakes on pit lane, but looking to redeem myself.
With the truck series this year, I know this is kind of your first full year running in the truck series. So I mean, do you like running in these trucks? And I'm sure you'd like to do this again next year, though.
Yeah, I definitely like running the trucks. It's just something about when people ask, oh, I drive a Silverado at 195 mile an hour. It's just kind of cool to see and cool to say. But no, I think the trucks. I really think it is the best racing out there. It's not the cleanest racing out there, but no, it's fun. I think the talent is really tightly packed in the truck race. I think there's 15 trucks that can be in a position to win every single weekend. You're gonna have your top 5 and 7 that run out front for most of that race, but when 10 to go, there's a lot of people that are in a position where they can win. So I like the trucks in that regard. I drive a Silverado back home, so kind of makes me feel good.
Yep, that's pretty good. And then next few weeks, I know the trucks are going to be at IRP. That'll be exciting. First time back there in a long time. Then Richmond. Then the playoffs really kind of start to begin.
Yep.
I know that there is a chance for you to get in. I think you have to win, and you need a lot of help. That's but anything's possible, as we've seen in the truck series.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly. Right. Yeah, we're just looking forward to get to those. I'm really excited to get to Richmond. That's one of my favorite tracks. I was at there last year for the first time. So yeah, just excited to get back and go short track racing again.
Absolutely. All right. Kris Wright, thanks so much for coming on and talking with us. Good luck this weekend at Pocono.
Thanks for having me, Casey.